All right, welcome back to our Thursday live call. These have been really fun. If you haven't seen these before, the leadership group that works with me on the brokerage team here at Real Broker, nationwide team, we came together about a month ago. We've done 3 or 4 of these, and the idea was in order to lower the failure rate, we need more training and more support for realtors worldwide, and let's do it for free. And so what we did is we grabbed all of our leadership all over California, Arizona, Utah, Tennessee, Atlanta, Florida, put them all on a call, and those that can make it can come and we can train on different topics every Thursday on a live call so that realtors can get help for free. And it's been really fun. So anyways, welcome. We've got Mitch out in California. We've got Jess in Utah and Jen and Israel in Arizona. What's up, guys? Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Okay. So we got a really fun episode. So if you guys are watching this or you rewatch this on Instagram, TikTok, or YouTube, today we're going to talk about the recent YouTube video that just hit on Monday. There's already 22 comments, people requesting all sorts of stuff we gave out on that. And then also our Tuesday free worldwide training that we do every Tuesday. We talk about door knocking. We highlighted a couple people on there. So we got a lot of fun stuff to go over. If anybody has any questions and you're watching this on Instagram or you're watching this on YouTube, we'd love for you to unmute. Obviously, our leadership group, we're going to get different insights from all of us. But if you're watching this, drop a comment. We'd love to help you as we jump through this. So 2 topics we're going to talk about today. We'll just jump right into this. So 2 things. So recently on YouTube, there was an episode that we released, and it's a little different. Israel, you and I have been talking about this for a minute, where it's like, let's show a little bit of the training that we give on the brokerage team, and let's do that type of episode. And so what we did is we did a 30-minute episode on the 7 principles that people need to apply in order to grow their business this year. And this is kind of what the training looked like. And these were the principles we went over. Talk to us a little bit from your experience, just like that type of training and if it's unique and how it's unique and different from what you've experienced. Because you had your license for about 10 years before you repented, you saw the light, and you came over and we started working together. Talk to us about your experience with that.
Yeah, I came over when I found out you were in Argentina. So I'm like, okay, now we can talk about it. But yeah, if you were somewhere else, I probably wouldn't have called you. But when he's like, hey, I was in Argentina for 2 years. I was like, yeah, there we go. This guy knows his stuff. So anyway, yeah. So I attended many seminars, many training, programs, so-called coaches and things like that. But I never seen anybody train the way you do it, as in how a specific, organized, right? Like even your thoughts, your comments, it's easy to follow. It's easy to take notes. If you're watching a YouTube video, it's easy to take notes, pause it and take the notes and all that stuff. And it's not just me, like, we had an agent that came on board last week, and the first thing he told me, he's like, dude, I never seen anybody teach that way. So it's kind of like interesting. Like if the agents who are looking for the real training, they'll pick up really quick that this is not your typical, just go to these and give you, a few pointers and you go your way. This is actually like, dude, if you apply anything that you teach on YouTube, you'll have success. So yeah, super impressive how you break it down, the different 7 pillars that we have and all that stuff. So
cool. Well, I appreciate that. So let's talk about this. So this episode was based on 7 principles that allow realtors to scale their business. And there's plenty of examples that we used in the YouTube episode, then obviously you guys as well as your business has grown. But let's talk about these 7. So the first one is the science of scaling, learning how to grow your business, attention, business plans, audits, vision boards, etc. Then there's the audit itself. There's distractions, learning to identify them and eliminate them. We talked about emotional state, strategy, and learning to commit. So let's have you guys unmute and let's talk about each of these and how it's impacted your business. And then obviously give some tips to those that are watching this on that topic. Mitch, you want to go first?
Yeah, for me, distractions has still been continuously been my thing. It's so easy for me to get distracted with scrolling like on social media, or some days there'll be like family's home and I'm trying to do work. But I'm like, well, no, my family's here. I want to go hang out with them. But I have to remember, like, no, I have things on my schedule that I need to commit to, that I committed to at the beginning of the week. So I got to get that out the way. And then I can have my family time or social media time later. So weekly planning is a big thing that helped because I set that at the beginning of the week. I know what I'm doing, and I see it every day. So definitely, it's been a game changer for me.
And I think what's cool too about that, Mitch, is it's kind of like that Orsi quote that we always share, how real estate has really come down to which realtor can pay attention and just focus.
Yeah.
Like it's so easy to get distracted, but it's also never been easier to be successful as a realtor, right? But you just need like weekly planning, nightly planning, morning planning. You need those in your schedule to help you pay attention so you don't
Correct. Yeah.
Cool.
Definitely.
Well, I love that. Yeah, and if you're watching this or you rewatch this, the team actually has a couple of free packets. There's one on top producer schedule, and it talks about morning, nightly routine, and weekly planning. So if you want that, just go ahead and comment schedule wherever you're watching this in the comments, and one of us will make sure we get that out to you. Okay, anybody else want to unmute and talk about one of these 7 principles and how it's impacted your business?
I think that the one, I mean, they're all super important to me. The one that kind of caught my attention was audit. It's kind of like people tell you, right? Like, yeah, you got to think about what you did last year. Again, it's a general question normally when this question is asked, right? Like we are in 2026. So sometimes like, oh, think about your business in 2025, right? And you think a little bit and they're like, okay, I want to do better. And now what, right? But the way that you break the audit, I mean, it's not only how you did the business, but also how you, at a personal level, how are we doing, mentally, physically, emotionally, how you're in relationship with your family, right? I know that stuff. So it's a deep audit of yourself, the business, the people you hang out with, how you're using your time. I know that stuff. So I thought it was pretty impressive when you introduced me to this way of thinking or looking at my business plan. And it's funny because if people go watch your videos, I mean, that's the first topic that we talk about, right? Like we can't move forward unless we audit where we are or what we've been. So then we know how to move forward, because some stuff you're doing great. So if you're doing great, keep doing it, right? But if some stuff is not working, then that's what we got to change. And we got to figure out why it wasn't working and why it didn't work. So audit to me is probably one of the most important principles to me right now. So
yeah, and I think the important lesson there for realtors, especially if you're rewatching this, is they're called feedback loops. Most Fortune 500 companies, that they'll have outside counsel come in and they'll give feedback to whether or not the business is growing, scaling, or it's not, right? But as an entrepreneur, as a 1099 independent contractor, even if you're on a big team and you're paying 70% of your commission to team leads, and the leads are converting at a 0.03%, doesn't matter, whatever your situation, you usually don't have someone that sits you down and audits everything in your business for you. You have to do that, right? So that's why the team has, again, this free packets, wealth planning, and you can comment planning down for it, but it teaches you how to go through your time and audit your time. Where's your time going? Your relationships, like who are you spending your time with and who do you want to spend your time with? And then your wealth and your mental health and your physical health. Like there's 5 different areas that you should be auditing often. And the more you do that, obviously the faster you'll grow. So I love that. That's great. Anybody else want to comment on one of the 7 principles? Jen, did you want to talk about state?
Yeah, I think just the state of being is, for me, sets you apart from every other coaches. I would say that because, like, for me, it was always like a, hey, how much transaction do you want to make by the end of the year? But it was never like how are you doing? What are you stressed about? How can we help you with that? And then just making sure like I look into myself and make sure I'm at a good state too, so then I can move my business forward as well too. And I think most people kind of forget that because we are the heartbeat of our business. So if we are not good, obviously our business is not going to be good. So then it's like also recognizing that pattern within ourselves and then making sure that we are in a good state, and how do we get out of a bad state ASAP, so then we can get back into a good state so we can move our business forward as well too. And I think that was the biggest like differentiator for me for when I was looking for a coach.
I love that. Yeah. So there's a realtor that's on our brokerage team, Max. He's 14 years old out in Massachusetts. No, he's 19. And yesterday he called me. He had a listing. So a listing as a 19-year-old kid. He had a couple other deals yesterday that should have gone through. And then all of a sudden he pulls up to his listing. The photographer's late. The house isn't clean. A deal called and canceled on him, blew up. He's like, what do I do? And I was like, first, breathe. Like, let's do your box breathing, man. Like, bring down your heart rate. Then once you do that, you can think clearly. And so once you breathe and you calm down, now let's focus on what can you control versus what you can't control. Then you take that list of the things you can control and let's knock them off one by one. And then after that, you then go back and prospect and go get more clients. And so just that whole process of emotional regulation, like calm yourself down, like you're your greatest asset, like you need to protect yourself and don't just run and run and run and run, because then you just blow up, right? So I love that. Great point, Jen. Okay, let's go to our second topic. So if you're rewatching this, go watch the YouTube video. We break down all these principles, and there's, I think, 14 different freemiums that we give out that you're more than welcome to reach out for. Okay, the second topic we want to talk about today is our Tuesday call. So a couple months ago, we decided to do a free call for realtors worldwide. So if you want to hop in this community, we almost have 100 realtors all over Canada, Australia, the US that are in here. Comment worldwide free training down below and text any of us or DM us on Instagram. You can reach out to Mitch, Israel, Jess, Jen, myself for the link and get in the community. It's a free, no strings attached. And we train on how realtors are putting deals under contract and then how to replicate it in 72 hours. And then Israel will pay you $100 if you're the first person that gets it. Just kidding. I'll pay it, but I'd really rather Israel pay it. So anyway, so this Tuesday we talked about door knocking. Senya is out in Atlanta, recently joined our brokerage team, came from Keller Williams, not getting any training. And this is now the, I think, fourth deal, the second that'll close that he's gotten from door knocking. And so we trained on door knocking and how to convert deals off of that. So if you want to get this type of training, it's really fun. It's a great community and it's pretty quick, no fluff. We train really fast for 30 minutes, but Senya is absolutely crushing it. Anybody want to talk in regards to like your takeaways from that call on door knocking? Because there's lots of realtors. We got Frankie in Kansas City. We got Leonard out in Knoxville, Tennessee. Obviously, I've done door knocking. Jen, Israel, you guys are knocking all the time. Jess has door knocked. She absolutely loves it and even told me that it's her favorite prospecting method. And she would rather do it for 9 hours a day versus being on social media. But she didn't want me to say that out loud and publicly. But does anybody want to talk about main takeaways from that class on Tuesday in regards to door knocking or your experience door knocking?
I think, oh, sorry, just go.
No, you're good. I was just going to say, so yeah, Jeremy's exaggerating. I absolutely despise door knocking, but I have found a place for it in my business. And I have utilized door knocking. I've also learned a lot from Jeremy door knocking. He makes it look smooth as butter. It's not. It is definitely a skill set that we have to work towards. And I love that Jeremy has all of these trainings. I'm constantly learning, even when I'm not door knocking, even when I'm attending the role plays or just observing, I am learning from you guys. And anyways, so the way that I've learned to implement it in my business is when I get a listing, I'm knocking doors prior to open houses or prior to a listing going active. And my experience with that was I ended up putting a home under contract in 42 hours because I created that excitement of a listing coming to the market. So it does help. The principle works. It's a skill set I think everyone should learn, even if you're not going to implement it as a daily practice. There's still a place for it in your business.
And I think what's cool about that, Jess, is even though secretly we all know you'd rather knock for 10 hours a day, you just don't want to admit it. That's okay. But even if you don't love door knocking, you can still learn the skill set to go do it for your listings. Absolutely. So most realtors, that's how they do it, but they just don't have the right skill set, don't know the scripts, don't know how to pin houses on their maps or have a follow-up system in place. But so you can even use it just for like an hour before, during, or after. And then all of a sudden you get this quicker conversion by having the right skill set, right?
Right. Well, and for me, I've learned too that now that I have that skill set and I utilize it in that way, like it's still creating momentum for those listings. And it's easier too, because I have something of value that I'm bringing. I think where I've struggled with door knocking is it's like, I don't just want to randomly knock on somebody's door and ask for something. I like knocking and being like, hey, I have this listing. Do you know somebody that's wanting to move here? So yeah, that's how I implement it.
Jess's favorite script, just so everybody knows that rewatches this, is, hey, my name is Jess. I'm actually your neighbor. Can I borrow a cup of sugar? Oh, hey, by the way, are you looking to buy? Right? That script works every time.
Close.
Very close. Usually it's where Jess lives. It's like eggs. Can I borrow some eggs from your chickens in the back?
Absolutely.
All right, Israel, what comments did you have?
Now, I think that going back to that, I mean, I appreciate just going back to the question of the Tuesday call. I mean, you can see it right there all mapped out, dude. Like, I mean, that's what I'm talking about. That's the type of training you do. And then also, yeah, you can zoom in, but right here at the bottom, you're offering the scripts, right? Because sometimes agents don't know what to say at the door. Like if you come to the training, I mean, yeah, you will have everything that you need to go and execute. And even as Jess was saying, some agents might be a little concerned and afraid, but we have one agent in our team, and he's super shy, really good agent, hard worker, but he's super shy. And yeah, and now you can see some progress from implementing what he's doing, right? Like, and even we role play with him a little bit before we go to hit the doors, just to get him on the right mindset of prospecting and all that. And that day that we finished door knocking, I think he went to work that night, and I think he had like picked up three buyers or something like that. And he called me, text me, and I said, yeah, because the mindset was on prospecting that day. So it's kind of like, yeah, you knock the doors and all that, but you still carry that momentum through the day. So when conversations are happening, then you were alert for that and you were able to express yourself. So, but yeah, I mean, yeah, Tuesday calls to me are the best. I mean, if nothing else, you got to shut up for that.
Yeah, and they're completely free. So if you're rewatching this and you want to hop in these, comment worldwide free training, and then either DM any of us or text me at 702-525-5766. We'd be more than happy to add you in there. They're completely free. Like I said, there's $100 incentive to whoever replicates it the quickest. Israel will pay for that. And also these whiteboards, you get these for free, and then there's a bunch of packets. But if you don't want to jump in there, or you already are and you're rewatching this and you want all the scripts, to me, there's 5 different scripts for door knocking that you need to get good at. And they're all pretty simple. Just comment door knocking scripts below and then DM any of us. And we have a free workbook on that just has like just the door knocking scripts. And we'll get those out to you. Okay. All right. Well, let's keep going. Next thing we want to talk about is Arizona. If you're a realtor anywhere near Arizona, the first seminar our team's doing this year is in Phoenix, Arizona. And last year we did 17. We did Cincinnati, Chicago, Louisville, Arizona, California multiple times, Florida multiple times. We did Atlanta multiple times, Utah, Vegas, and that might have been it. There's somewhere else I'm missing. Anyways, we did 17 of them where I came out and did a seminar, plus door knocked with realtors. And the first one of 2026 is going to be in Arizona. So Jen and Israel are going to run this event. We've got a couple great sponsors. We're going to do 90 minutes of building out your business plan. So we're basically going to take this workbook. If you don't already have it, comment 2026 wealth planning down below and then DM one of us and we'll get it out to you. But we're going to break that down for 90 minutes and then we're going to go door knock together. So if you want to door knock with me, with Israel and Jen and everybody else, then come to this event. It'll be super fun. This is on Monday, February 2nd, right? Perfect. Okay, Jen, Israel, you want to talk about this for a minute?
Yeah. Because the funny story is that you did another event, you and Israel did another event back in September, and I was actually not with the team then. And I just decided to come by, show up, and I think that class was make 100K in 90 days. Yeah. And then we went door knocking afterwards. And the one thing that really struck out for me was not only did I feel like I was getting so much value out of the event, but then the door knocking afterwards, it was like, oh, look, let me just show you how to door knock. Like, let's go do this together. And then you pushed us out of our comfort zone and be like, okay, your turn, if we were ready. So I think that was a deal breaker for me, and be like, oh, okay, yeah, it's like, I really like this. It's like, let me join the team. Because it's like, you provide so much information at these events, but then it's like, hey, let me show you how to do it now. And it's just not like I'm getting thrown into the ocean and being taught, hey, let me teach you how to swim. They're like, let me get in there with you and then I'll teach you. So that was big eye opening. So I'm really excited for this one.
And what's cool too is now locally, you guys, are you doing this once a week, or how often are you doing this? The prospecting clinics.
Oh, we actually do a smile and dial once a week on Mondays.
Okay.
And then we also coordinate our open houses as well too, where we say like, okay, we're going to hit an open house from like this time to this time. And then we like do little shifts. So then we like change out whenever we need to as well too. So it's a lot of planning, but it's definitely worth it.
Perfect. So if you're a realtor watching this in Arizona and you want just free mentorship, right? No strings attached. All the realtors I work with, the big thing, the big leadership piece is free, no strings attached, just add value. So if you want to come and smile and dial and prospect, call FSBO expireds, prep open houses, reach out to Israel or Jen. You can find them on Instagram. And then also if you go over to YouTube, in the show notes, in the description, I'll have both their Instagrams tagged. You guys can reach out to them. Show up, and sometimes just being in a community where you do it together, it breaks down that nervousness, and then all of a sudden it becomes super simple for you. Exactly. Israel, any other thoughts on the event? Thanks, Jen.
Yeah, so that event was great. That was my first event that we hosted here in Arizona, and it was amazing. We have, I think, like about 30 agents showed up, and the door knocking session after that. I don't think I ever told you that, but actually, we had one of our lenders knocking with us. He got a refi out of that. So like,
nice.
Yeah, he did. So because we were knocking, and then we talked to this one guy. He was thinking about, I did a listing presentation. I think he's going to keep it as a rental of the property, but he was building a custom home. So he had a construction loan on that property, and so the lender's talking to him and all that stuff, and he ended up getting a refi out of that. So it was pretty funny. So if you're a lender or an agent, I mean, you're welcome to to join us. And then also the one thing I do, I had a conversation yesterday with a friend of mine. He's getting a listing, I think today or tomorrow. I told him, I said, if you want, I'll help you to promote it. We'll go door knocking. That's not to be our business. If you reach out to me or Jen, in advance, we'll plan the open house with you and for you, and then we'll go work it with you. So you don't have to come to ours, but if you have a listing you would like to promote, then we'll do that for you.
And Jess just put in the private chat that if you are in St. George, Utah, and you want to go door knock for 10 hours, reach out to her.
There we go.
She'd love to do that with you.
Only if it's 110 degrees.
That's true. That is.
And they come to Arizona then, Jess.
I'm pretty sure it's 17 degrees when we knock together. I called Jess. I was like, "Are you sure you want a door knock? We will literally fry like tomatoes outside." Like, yeah, let's do it. I'm like, okay. So anyways, other trips we have planned this year, we're going to go out to Rancho Cucamonga with Mitch. That's going to come up pretty quick. And then we'll be in Ventura, California. We'll probably do those back to back. Then we're going to obviously do a Southern Utah, Las Vegas one. We got a ton planned this year. But if you're anywhere near Arizona, this is the event that I recommend you come to. I've been to so many different events. I've hosted so many different events. And I feel like we've found like a really good groove that's productive for agents. It gets you what you need to produce. But then also, like Jen, you were saying, it's hands-on. It's now that you have those tools, come and watch. Don't just listen, come and watch. And I will show you, I walk you through this so you can see how to do it. And luckily this time in Arizona, we won't be dying from 110 degrees. It should actually be pretty nice, right? In February, like 65, 70?
It's going to be 98, so you'll be okay.
All right, this event is being canceled. We're no longer doing it. So I remember I was out in Orlando. I think I went to Orlando 4 times last year, and the weather was so nice. Flip-flops, shorts, t-shirt, just knocking doors was the dream. So that's how it is for Mitch out in the LA area.
Typically, depends.
Typically. So, anyways, if you guys are rewatching this, reach out to either Israel or Jen. Let's get you to that event. I've already had 10 people sign up, which is really exciting because we just released this yesterday. All right, so let's give a wrap up. So if you're watching this as we wrap this week's episode, we have a book club. This is completely free. There's no calls. There's no official book club. It's just these are the books that we're going to read. If you want to follow along, comment book club down below. We also have a top producer schedule, the schedule that I followed, that I sold 75 homes my first year, that a lot of the people on my team that have been growing really fast or people I've coached, this is the schedule they followed to a degree. Comment schedule for that. And then if you want the planning book, it's 55 pages to plan out your year this year, comment that down below. There's also lots of ways that we can help you for completely free. We have our Tuesday call, comment free worldwide training down below and reach out to any of us. That's free. We almost have 100 realtors in there. You can reach out to Jess. Jess runs our social media department. She's converting off of social media, has signed multiple builders locally in the market, and has helped families relocate. So she does a bi-weekly 1-hour training on social media. You can reach out to Mitch. Mitch is crushing it with working with lenders and having strategic partners, converting clients, and then obviously Israel and Jen. There's lots of ways. Just ask us, right? Like Israel, you waited a year to be brave enough to reach out and just ask for help. And so if you're watching this, don't wait, don't delay, just simply ask. I remember when I first got into real estate, I shadowed people while I was taking my classes for free. I just said, hey, can I shadow you while I take my classes? And I would travel up to Salt Lake. I went to Vegas. I was obviously in Southern Utah. And I just like shadowed people just to see how it was done. And all it took was for me to just ask. And they said yes. Some said no. But the ones that did, I learned so much. And that's how the second I got my license, I was able to go so fast. So lots of ways that we can help. Any last thoughts that you guys want to leave? And then let's wrap up and go ahead and end this today.
Well, just in that comment that I waited a year, I mean, it's true. And the reason is, and this goes to anyone who's watching, I mean, I really didn't think that Jeremy was going to just call and give me information and help me out. Like I thought his point wasn't to be like any typical call that you make, that they try to sell you something. I texted him, he called me back. I think we had 2 conversations. After that was kind of like, come and see. And if you like it, join. If you not, we'll still be friends. And it was truly like that. It was truly like that. So then, and that was what kind of got me, because I'm like, I know what point you're trying to sell me. And so I learned from you, and that's exactly what I do. So I have some friends watching this right now, and they know the same thing. Like I will share the information, and if you like what we do, just come and join us. But no one point you're going to get a sell pitch from us. We're going to show you what we offer, and then you just make a decision. But that's why it took me a year, because I didn't believe it, because I got burned before when you sign up and then they spam you with emails and phone calls and texts and all that stuff. And that doesn't happen. Like, yeah.
Two things real quick, and let's wrap up. One, you're not going to get spammed, because I'm not smart enough to figure that out. So that's not going to happen.
That's
so
the only
if you're watching this, trust me, you're not going to get anything, because I haven't figured it out yet. The second thing is I did sell Israel on that call on lifetime friendship. And that was right. a great sell. I'm glad I sold it. So anyways, thanks a ton for watching this. If you have any questions after you watch this live, we'll be here next Thursday. Reach out if you have any questions. We're more than happy to help you however we can.